Welcome, friend. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Agatha, and I am so happy that you're here because it has been a week. I don't think you need me to tell you that. Whether you are paying way too much attention to the news cycle, like I have, or just anything else that might be happening in your life, I feel like we're all kind of going through it right now. And to be fully transparent, this is the second time that I am recording this intro. I tried starting this video last week. Yeah, I was not in a good mental state at that point of time, but I think that it was very warranted. The way that I was feeling and the way that I still feel right now, but my emotions have evolved to a different place. So basically, while I was deep into the anger that I was feeling last weekend, I made a graph. And I did start it. This is how far I got. And this is a crazy town right now with all of the yarn that I have attached to the balls. I've got to admit, this was a lot of time. I think I underestimated how much time it adds to have like a color to like outline the letters. And as the days were going on and I was working on it, and like I mentioned, my emotions were evolving, the way that I'm handling this whole situation was changing. I decided that yes, even though this entire situation really fucking pisses me off, the problem that I have had throughout a big portion of my life is I feel things very intensely, which I don't think is a bad thing. However, I can definitely allow myself to become like fully immersed into these emotions. Yes, I am still angry. Yes, I am still thinking about ways that I can contribute in a meaningful, tangible way. But the best way to not let the bad guys win is to tap into what is good in the world, hope for the future, and just take a deep breath and try to be happy still as much as we can. So, what we are working on in this video is the baby blanket that I really, really want to make for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law for their first child that will be coming into the world in the summer of this year, 2026. Initially, I wanted to make like a very nice classic blanket, maybe something with cables, maybe something a little bit lacy since the baby is due in July. Then I started thinking that I can't not just like go all in, right? I found an image on Pinterest, like a mama and papa bear with a little baby bear, and I thought that that was so freaking cute. I'm gonna put the image that I found on Pinterest here, and then also I converted it into a graph, so then that became into this. And the way that I was thinking of making it was by all stockinette background, and then the outline would be pearls. And I did start that actually. And you cannot see any of that from all the way over there. It just was not giving what I wanted it to give. And it was right around this time that last weekend rolled around and I got a little bit derailed. Basically, I want to continue the bear theme. And there's a part of me that for several years has been really interested in making specifically like crochet granny stitch blankets that resemble quilts. And one of my biggest disappointments in my knitting and crochet period of my life is that when I came up with that idea, no one was doing that yet. I just love quilts, but I don't love sewing, so I'm not gonna quilt. And I even designed a whole granny square blanket that would give a specific quilt look that I was super proud of, and I started it and I never finished it. And then a couple of years later, Laura Penrose released her Stella quilt and then like trying to achieve a quilt look with your knitting and your crochet became a lot more popular, and it's like, I should have just done that when I came up with that idea. But that's not the point of it. I am still very glad that the Stella quilt exists because I'm going to be using the Stella quilt to try to achieve what I have in mind. So there is a quilt block called the Bear Claw. But the next thing that I need to do is I need to actually sit down, draw the bear claw, draw the entire blanket that I want to make, honestly, and plan it out. I hope you are looking forward to this. It is extremely cold in Minnesota. I basically haven't left the house, honestly, since the year started because it's just so freaking cold outside and the world is a mess on top of it all. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be a video of you just watching me sit on my favorite spot of the couch, but hopefully that is quite alright with you. I hope that you are handling life as best as you can. And you know what? If you are struggling just as hard as I have been struggling, hopefully we can just commiserate and try our best together. So let's turn on the nice chill music. Let's relax for a little while. Wish me luck with this blanket because I feel like it's going to be a doozy, but it's going to be worth it. I feel like I've been able to figure this out to make it work with the joining methods from the Stella quilt. So if you don't own the Stella quilt, this probably means nothing for you. So hopefully I'm not like divulging copyrighted information. But if you do have the Stella quilt, then you might recognize like the different joining methods. So there's A, B, C, and D. I'm not using D at all because, to be honest, I don't understand the D joining method. I had to watch a lot of videos about this pattern to like really get a grasp for the joining methods. But anyway, I feel like if I start with this block or square, I'm gonna call it, then I can join these two and then these, do number 6, and then just kind of work my way around, kind of like that. I can only use one hand, so, but I think that at the end I should only be left with these 3 edges to sew, and that would not be so bad. So hopefully, I mean, I looked at this like 3 times and I think I got it right, so hopefully this does work out. Hey guys, it has been such a long time since I've updated you. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, 8th of February, and we're gonna be watching it with my husband's family, so my in laws, and I'm not gonna be bringing this project, especially the way that it is right now. There's no way that this project can be taken outside of the house. So, this is what it's looking like. It is looking so freaking cool. I'm in the middle of a row. Let's just bring back what the blanket plan was originally. Do you notice how I was thinking that I was going to be making a baby blanket with a 2 by 3 of these quilt blocks? This quilt block is huge. There's no way if I were to make like a 2 by 3, honestly, I feel like that would be like a twin sized blanket. But it is looking really cute, and I've been trying to troubleshoot as I'm going along some ways that I can expand on this to keep in like a baby blanket type of size without making more quilt blocks. If you've been a watcher of my channel for any period of time, you would already know that I am way more of a crocheter than I am a knitter. Out of 30 something projects that I made in 2025, only 2 were knitted. So I am always so shocked by how little yarn knitting uses. I don't think that I spent too much time talking about the yarn, so let's do that right now. The dark blue one is this Bernat Strata that I bought, if we are to believe the tag, probably in 2022. And it's 100% acrylic. It's in the colorway teal blue. I think I had like 2 skeins of this, like fully intact. And this is how much is left from half of one of these, which is crazy. I really like this yarn. It is 4 strands, where each strand is 2 strands, and each one of those strands, one of them is the dark blue and another one is gray. So it just gives like a really pretty, not quite like a heathered look, but it just gives it some like visual interest. And then to go with this, I was able to figure out that Lion Brand Heartland is a very basically identical weight to it. And I have 3 skeins of this in the colorway Congaree. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've always thought that it was kind of an ugly color, to be honest. I've never really known what to do with these 3 skeins that I've had, but with the dark blue, it just looks icy blue. So I think that this yarn was always meant to be paired with a blue yarn. This is how much is left from 1 skein. So I have 2 more exactly like this. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of truly how little yarn I've been using up in this entire pattern. So I think that's kind of where we're at. I feel a little weird about the fact that this video is probably gonna come out in mid-February, and I've usually released a video every 2 weeks, and this is only the second video that I've released all year. But hey, it was a really weird January. Things got really messed up. So I don't think we're gonna be able to finish the whole blanket for this video. That would be unrealistic. But I think we should be able to finish the bear paw quilt block for this video. And then for the next one, we could like work on adding more to the blanket to making it bigger. So maybe like 1 or 2 more videos about this blanket. I guess we'll see how it goes. After this, I think it would be really cute to make a teddy bear to go along with the bear paw blanket. I could make a teddy bear. I've been seeing this yarn by Lion Brand called Bliss that just makes the amigurumi look super, super adorable. I think I want to get some of that yarn, and I feel like I could make the teddy bear a little sweater Wouldn't that be adorable? So yeah, just having a lot of fun, thinking about all of the possibilities. And I am finally out of my really weird mood that I was in all of January. So that's kind of where we are. Let's see how much farther we can get with this project, and I will talk to you guys later. It's the first throw of the year. Just a little rusty, that's all.
I suck too.
Alright guys, it is time for me to wrap up this vlog. It's 5:30 and it's not even dark out. That's how you can tell. It's been so freaking long since I started this vlog. I just kind of lost track of everything. So today is Tuesday the 24th of February, and I am feeling really good about where we are with the baby blanket that I've been working on. And I will admit, with everything that has been going on, I really haven't been putting as much time on my knitting as I normally would, but it also doesn't help the fact that I was in ends weaving island, ends weaving purgatory, ends weaving limbo. It was so many freaking ends. But I'm in a much better place now. So I haven't sewn it together yet, which might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have done that in order to show this more easily.
But you know what? Let me just grab some stitch markers. Make this easier to look at.
Alright, so this is what it's looking like. I was able to plan this out just so perfectly where I really only need to weave in 2 sides, and I think that is just freaking genius. This is what it's looking like in the back. As you can see, I have weaved in most ends. I am leaving pretty long the ones towards the center so that I can use them to weave the circle itself. But this is so cute. However, it's at a weird size where it's too big for me to make another whole ass square, and it's also too small to be a standalone blanket. So I have some ideas on what I'm gonna do, and I have some graph paper and some markers in front of me where I'm going to like plan it out. And also, I want to gift this blanket during the baby shower, and the baby shower has a date now, and it's the first day of May, which means that I have 2 months to wrap up this baby blanket. I don't want to be working on this for the next 2 months. There's a lot of other projects that I want to work on. I know that in 2026 so far, my posting has been very slim compared to usually I post twice a month. And yeah, this video is going to come out in March, and it's only my second video of the whole year, but things are feeling normal again. I feel normal again. So I hope I feel normal again. So thank you so much for coming along with me. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope that I will see you in the next one. Hasta la próxima! Ciao!